My name is Jason Banks. This is my assignment 2 reflection for MIT 805. And I was exploring using social media in place of an essay. And I came away with four big ideas. And the first one is that students want to feel connected to their world. We need to give students projects that not only have significance to their world, but also bring that world to them. The second big idea is that using technology to help students make that connection. By blending the use of technology and face-to-face instruction, we can build some really powerful lessons for them. The third thing is that social media can be used as a research tool. Social media like Twitter and just doing a keyword search in Twitter can lead to a number of resources, as I found. And then fourth, social media can be used as an output tool. It can be used to replace that traditional essay using things like Wakelet or Spark. To explore things a little bit deeper, students, they really do want to feel connected to their world. And they want to feel like what they're doing at school matters. Often, I think too often, school feels like it only matters at school. And that means that we need to help those students connect to the community with and through school. And there's a couple of different ways we can do that. First is that we can give them projects that really matter to them and actually affect them and their communities. And secondly, we can connect them to those people in the community who can act as resources, which we can do either by bringing the community in, both live and through using technology, as well as just taking students out into that community and letting them experience it that way. We also need to use technology to help students make that connection, right? Using a blended model, we can bring learning into the classroom to new levels. Technology can give opportunities for collaboration. It helps students with engagement, and when all that happens, performance can go up as well. Just a couple of things that we do need to take into account, though, is technology going to make the lesson better, or is it just going to be replacing something? And then we do need to consider that that new technology means we're going to have to increase our scaffolding, not just on the lesson, but on the technology as well. We can't assume that students are going to know how to operate a certain piece of technology just because they've grown up in the digital age. Social media is a research tool, and I realized one of the first things that I did was I went and did a Twitter search. I follow quite a few people who are educators and technologists, and when I did so and put a couple of keywords into it, I was immediately presented with a great deal of information, and we should be encouraging our students to take advantage of this resource as well. Of course, we're going to have to deal with reluctant administration, reluctant parents who are a little bit worried about letting students just have access to social media like that. And as well as we're going to have to train students to see these tools in a different light. They're going to have to see that they are not just ways to talk to their friends, but also ways that they can get information. We also can use social media as an output tool. And I thought it was pretty easy to see that it was a way to get information, but I was having a little bit of a hard time until I found those two tools I mentioned earlier, which are Wakelet, which is a tool that allows students to blend their own words with pictures from the internet, videos, web-based documents, and use those in a way that can loosely follow an essay format. They could use that as their evidence and then explain it in their own words. Adobe Spark is a similar program where they can do similar things, as well as it also has the added application where they can make a video, which is basically a PowerPoint with slides that they can animate and then add their voiceover, which has a nice little bit to it. So what it means for me is that really what it came down was I saw that students are going to greatly benefit from the collaborative aspect. I mean, I saw it in my own work here. Like I mentioned earlier, I use Twitter as a resource for myself, and I hadn't even thought about that as something for the students to do, or as anything that I'd done until doing some reading on what some other people had posted. I saw, oh yeah, absolutely, that could be a great tool. And then also just the reminder of that students can't be assumed to know how to do something online. We're really going to have to walk many of them through these things because it'll be a new process to them. I learned that we can use technology to make the learning relevant by connecting them with that bigger, more authentic audience, and that technology can completely redefine how students are going to communicate their learning. They can absolutely use social media to communicate their ideas, to communicate those ideas not just with me and their classmates, but with the world around them. And I think that makes it a tool that we definitely should be using in our classroom.